Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't know where either one of those places are.
Well, Poland's by Russia.
Okay.
Historically.
They've always been, next door neighbors.
They've been known to be by Russia a time or two.
Yeah.
Suspend the show right now!
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah.
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore.
Welcome to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut, and uncensored on WSRR Radio. We're saving the underground music scene. Am I right, Shaney?
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Howdy.
I'm Radio's Rebel DJ Style. I broke my phone yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's the phone that I talked about wanting like 4 years ago on the show, the one that flips.
Yeah.
And
You
I had it for like...
Flipped it too hard.
I didn't even.
Flipped it real
Nope,
good.
dropped it face down in the shower. So I was rushing to try and figure out how to take a picture with it with this big-ass LED bar break in the screen now before we got on. So,
Well, you're Russian. I'm American, so.
well, if we were in Dublin and New York, it'd be a different story. Before we get into that, though,
Yeah.
I do want to make a mention here on a little bit more of a serious note
Mhm.
that over the weekend, the Euclid police lost an officer, and he was someone that we grew up with, so we want to take a minute here and send our thoughts and prayers out to the Durbin family.
Yeah. Godspeed, Wook. Someone we grew up with, someone that we knew very well. So, yeah. Peace and love to the Durbin family.
Yeah. And on a lighter note, Dublin, New York have opened a portal to hell.
Portal 1 or Portal 2?
I was always more of a Portal 2 guy. I don't think Portal 1 hit as hard.
Yeah, me too. I think I was just the right age demo for Portal 2. It was fun. They had like the 2-player co-op.
I think we talked about this like 4 weeks ago or something. Like there was a series of games. The second one was actually better. It was like Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, and that kind of era.
Yeah.
But Dublin and New York opened a portal. It's a video. It's like a FaceTime.
It's a big
Basically,
FaceTime. It's a
yeah.
big giant FaceTime is what I'm understanding.
Circular FaceTime.
Yeah,
And it's just
circular
out in the middle of
FaceTime.
the street here.
Yeah, where is it specifically in New York City? I'm assuming it's in like Times Square or something like that.
That's what I believe.
Northeast Street.
Northeast Street.
Hmm.
If you're in New York, 216-859-8699. Where the hell is Northeast Street? Gavin was just there. Maybe Gavin will let us know. Oh, did I lose my mic or did I lose my headphones?
No,
You guys still hear me? Because
Yeah,
I
I
can't
hear
hear
you.
me.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
I'll just
Yeah.
keep talking like I can.
Yeah.
But no, they opened a video. It looks like a portal. It's cool. It's cool design. It's cool in concept.
North Earl Street.
North Earl Street. Come
I was
on. No
reading
wonder we
real
couldn't
quick.
find it.
No, that's why it was so
It's
missing.
right by the Crab Shack.
But I thought it was a really cool concept, and apparently a lot of other people did too. But then some people thought it could be used for mischief.
So it's a live video feed from New York to Ireland and vice versa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in
Um,
real time.
It's pretty cool concept.
It's
Pretty
like a
cool.
big. It looks like a portal. It looks like there's a big silver like a bar
They
going
did it
around
very
the whole
well.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks futuristic and cool, and like it's something. If I were a tourist in either Dublin
Right.
or New York, I would definitely stop by and be like, "Oh, hi."
I'm surprised we're just now getting these.
Yeah,
There-
this seems like something that would have been
Yeah.
popular a lot of places. Yeah.
There was one that said it was in 2021 between like Lithuania and Poland.
Yeah.
Was the first one.
Which is
Which-
two weird
Yeah.
spots to pick.
Is Lithuania that far from Poland?
I don't know where either one of those places are.
Well, Poland's by Russia
Okay.
historically.
They've always been, next door
They've
neighbors.
been known to be
Yeah.
by Russia a time or two.
Yeah.
In Germany.
I wonder what cell service this is on.
Ooh, yeah.
Is that your concern?
Also,
There's people getting flashed and doing coke and committing crimes in front of it.
Gotten there yet.
Okay.
it's interesting that like it's not an advertisement for anything.
Yeah.
It's just a portal.
It's
not. There's not like portal made by Verizon.
Right.
You know.
It's not like Meta's Portal to the Universe.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say Meta has something called Portal already.
Yeah.
So I can't. I was gonna say the Meta Portal too, but no, that's a
Yeah.
product.
Like,
That's a thing that
pee-pee, poo-poo,
exists.
ketchup feet. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How many shows in a row are you gonna mention ketchup feet? But the reason that it's no longer active, it was only up for like 5 days, right?
Yeah, just like a couple days. I'm not exactly sure.
And Dublin were the ones that shut it down initially. But people are just being goofs in front of it,
Yeah, creating mischief.
having some fun.
On both sides.
Yes.
So I believe on the New York side,
Yeah, let's
there
tally it up.
was,
Who's got the worst score?
Yeah,
Who's
we-
done worse things in front of the portal?
We
At
need a
least-
running list.
from what I know, the New York side has gotten nudity involved.
From the New York side, I've seen flashing.
Ayo.
I've seen there was a drunken misconduct in the early hours of the morning in the middle of the street
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
that was captured on the portal.
Hell yeah.
Am I missing something from the New York side? I feel like that's all from the New York side that I've heard of.
There was a mooning.
There was a mooning from the New York side. Okay.
Yeah.
On
I
the
haven't-
Dublin side,
That's the thing. I've only heard about peaceful things. That's why when you brought this in, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, like I saw the video of like two long distance people like waving to each other in a relationship or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that was cute, you know.
Fair.
But I didn't know that they were doing nefarious things in front of the portal.
well, so on the Dublin side, there was the one that's going around around the most is there's a guy who held his phone up to the screen, and initially it just said "Rest in peace, Pop Smoke."
Hell yeah.
Then he showed a video of the World Trade Center going down on 9/11.
Yeah, that and people were like, "Oh no, stop!"
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Apparently, there's also been a bunch of people in Dublin that held up signs or writings on their phone that said Bush did 9/11.
That's funny.
Valid.
That's great.
And there was also a video captured of some dude just doing coke right in front of it, whipping out a baggie right there on the street.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love the portal, dude. I thought it was only meant for positivity, but I like all the little hijinks that take place in front of it.
Well, that's
Because that's real.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's really going on, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a better use of the portal.
Right.
I don't think we should expect everyone to be, hi, how are you? Maybe for day 1 or 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Once we get past that first week, which this only made it 5 days from what I see, we need to be seeing the real truth. I want everyone in Dublin to see how dirty New York is after
Yeah.
that first week.
Hot take. Let's cancel the news, all local news stations,
And
and just put
go to the
portals.
portal?
Yeah, just put portals everywhere.
Portals everywhere.
like
to
that.
everywhere.
Portals connecting everywhere to everywhere. Yeah, that'd be cool.
everyone's against everyone having like video everywhere and everything being recorded all the time. But if this was the means of doing it,
Right, like if you
Maybe
could
we'd
see
be
the
more
recording
open,
and it was
yeah.
more meant to be like a communication device
Yeah.
of like, okay, what does it really look like in your city? Well, here,
yeah.
look,
Put,
look through the
like,
portal.
A portal at the Eiffel Tower and like
Yeah.
a portal in Washington D.C., a portal in like by the Bean in Chicago.
Right.
Well, because you could also watch the live feed, right?
Yeah. Well,
the
there's
portal?
I don't know, like just on your computer. Or
I
something
think
you're
so. I
talking
think there
about?
was like a site that you could watch the live feed of the portal.
I would
there-
believe that. I just don't know.
that's probably correct.
Yeah,
but there
that feels
are
like
also,
what they would do.
There are people doing live streams on TikTok of the portal, just
Oh,
like standing.
That's
by it.
interesting.
I like that one of the subheadings on Daily Mail says "Bad actors have hijacked the project."
Mm.
Bad actors.
Couple of bad actors. Yeah, yeah, that's what they are.
Oh, I could see a bad like Hallmark movie being filmed by the
Oh.
Yeah.
portal.
Did you say that there people hacked into the one side or
So that's the thing is this article from Daily Mail says that the portal was being hacked into, like the video feed was,
right?
but the thing they reference is the guy showing the Pop Smoke video, which no one
Was
seemed to be
on his
hacking.
phone.
Yeah,
It
it, looked
seems
like,
like
he just
he
had it on
just
his phone.
held. I was under the assumption that someone held their phone up to the camera so that it was blocking everyone.
Everything.
Yeah,
right.
I mean that's what the video here looks like.
right.
Um,
So I don't know if that's necessarily like I was thinking someone hacked
The
it, you
feed,
know?
yeah.
yeah.
which I mean, I'd like to see that. I'd like to have a story about that next week.
Yeah.
They reactivate the portal and someone just fucking hacks it.
Yeah,
They're playing like Halo 3 on the portal.
That'd
Hell
be
yeah.
awesome.
I'd like that
Ooh,
more.
Split screen.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
is Dublin, one
yeah.
side New York.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool, like a 2-player game where
Yeah.
each screen is in a different side of the world and you're playing with someone else
Listen-
across the world. That
Listen,
would be
GameStop, here's your new big marketing venture, all right?
Cool. Yeah,
Portals in your main stores.
that would be really cool.
You can game with people from someone else from a different region, which you can already do.
Right, but
But
just,
like having
more-
the split screen.
yeah, there's more intention behind that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to this gaming portal to play a
Yeah.
game of Pac-Man with someone or something.
It'd
like
have to
that,
be
you
something
know?
where you're on the same side though. So like MW2 and we're both on the same team, so I can see
Yeah.
the split screen. And it's not gonna
Right.
hurt me.
Right.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Also, like you said, this isn't like a company thing. This is a state thing, a city thing. It's funded by the taxpayers, right?
It has to
They
be.
took the
government.
city
I-
money for this.
I would assume
Uh,
the EU capital of smart tourism.
tourism.
So, including Dublin City Council and the EU capital of smart tourism. So, I think it's
in
it's-
collaboration with the team from Vilnius Tech University.
Oh,
Oh.
that sounds bad.
Vilnius maybe Tech
Mm.
University. It's in Lithuania. So this is a Lithuanian-based project. So I guess that makes sense
That's
why that
interesting.
was the first test place.
Yeah.
So we're accepting Lithuanian technology, but we're getting rid of TikTok. I see it, government.
When has Lithuania ever been a major threat to our economy?
I don't know anything about Lithuania.
Yeah. Well, now you can look through the portal. Yeah, why shut it down though?
Yeah, like you should have understood that bad things were gonna.
Yeah, like
be
there wasn't a
displayed.
meeting beforehand of like, hey guys, let's look at the pros and cons of this portal.
Right.
Well, I'm saying a good pro is maybe somebody gets like, well, let me rephrase this.
hmm
What if somebody gets murdered in front of the
Whoa.
That's probably the best case scenario, right?
in front of the portal?
Live streaming a murder, making a
then-
real-time snuff film.
And
That's
then
probably the best case
somebody-
scenario.
They would get caught because it's like on camera.
Yeah, but what jurisdiction do you? Because that's what I was thinking
Dublin?
too. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is like, there's going to be crimes that are committed in front of this. That was my
Sure,
first thought when I
sure.
heard about the portal.
Sure.
Like, there's going to be crimes, but like, the law in Dublin can't do shit in New York.
Well, the
They
law.
can report it,
I think it's more
but anyone
so.
can report it.
Do you fly in the witnesses from Dublin, or did they have court at the portal?
No, I think it
Portal
would go.
court.
Someone commits a crime in Dublin, and it's on. It's like it. You can see it
Yeah.
on the portal in New York. Nothing's gonna happen in New York to that person. Everything's gonna happen in Dublin. Like they're gonna get charged in Dublin.
Everything's
yeah,
going to
that's what
happen
I'm
in
saying.
Dublin.
Everything happens in Dublin, man.
That's what they say. That's their state slogan. That's their country slogan.
But
Everything
like,
happens here.
Yeah, Ireland, everything happens here.
what if the only witnesses to the New York crime are Dublin people through the portal?
Well, it was all recorded, so
Well,
they
yeah,
don't
I
need a
guess.
witness.
Yeah, I guess that is true. It is just a big recording at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
They-
Well,
they have a recording of the person doing the crime. They're like, "Look, you did it." You can't be like, "But you displayed that recording in Dublin, so it
See?
doesn't count."
I was on Dublin standards.
I have
That's what you gotta
witnesses
find
in
loopholes.
Dublin that
Loopholes
can
in the
say-
law.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like, well, it's legal in Dublin. I thought this was the Dublin portal.
I thought I was under Dublin law. When I'm being filmed by this portal, I'm under Dublin law.
I'm existing between the airspace
yeah.
of the portal here,
What's that movie, The Terminal, with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Where he lives in the airport?
and doesn't have a home country.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
live in the portal.
I live within the confines of the portal.
Yeah, I live within the portal.
Someone had to have tried to walk through it, right?
Grandma.
That'd be cool.
Like you'd think
Yeah.
like someone maybe not so in the know about technology is like portal, huh?
I'm gonna. I'll walk right through that thing. Man.
I'm going to Dublin right now.
Yeah.
I just think it's the only the only con that I could see as a reason to remove the portal is because that's a lot of trust you're giving the citizens of New York. This is a pretty hefty piece of technology just to be sitting in the middle of the street.
Yeah. No, I see that. I really feel like after the flashing, because the flashing was
Yeah.
in New York. After the flashing, they're like, "Oh, we can't be showing boobies to,"
Why not?
because they're kids.
Well, don't let your kids around the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
that
portal.
should be the
portal
disclaimer.
could
Portal is not
just-
for kids.
Well, then if you label the portal as 18 plus, then you have an issue.
Why? Adult portal.
No.
Public nudity is still illegal.
Yeah, public nudity is still illegal.
Like,
Is it in
you're-
Dublin?
Doesn't matter. You're in New York. You don't exist within the portal.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
covered this.
Yeah. Portal laws do not apply. Portal laws do not apply.
Oh God, we need AI to be an expert in portal law. No, but like,
They should put AI in it that can track nudity.
That's
and
that's
blur
probably
it.
what we need.
Well,
You ever listen to this show? They should put AI in it. That's probably the solution. Nothing
You
could ever
just
go wrong.
said that they need to put AI in all the McDonald's and all that. Automate it all. You literally just said that like 2 other episodes.
Okay, I trust AI to make my fries, not regulate the laws of my country. I'm sorry.
I wonder what they're doing with the recording. Like, are they saving the recordings of the portal?
They've got it, right?
Or are they just deleting that? Like, how does that work? Is there a VOD? Like, is every day a VOD?
You go to the YouTube channel and just
Yeah.
like day 2006.
yeah. Just see how it goes. Skip halfway through to like
Yeah.
4 p.m. See how it's going. Yeah,
I mean, it's
Maybe.
probably not too far off. There's probably like some big DVR thing.
I guess. But then who
And
has
then-
that? Is it that
New York.
villainous? Is it that villainous company that
Yeah,
you were
those-
speaking
those-
of earlier?
Those villainous Lithuanians have it.
Oh god.
I'm sure they have the master.
Oh god.
This is how Lithuania rises to a superpower.
Yeah.
That's what it is. In 10 years, because of the portal, we'll be worried about Lithuania.
Yeah.
216-859-8699. Lithuania, I'm on to you. I'm the Pidge. I'm isn't real. Oh, wait, this is the wrong show. I'm talking about the Pigeonhole, everybody. Comes out once a month. Send some stuff into the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page. I will give my such beautiful 2 cents on it. I know you guys care so much for give me some slack. I like doing this.
The Artificial Intelligence Podcast is the only show written, voiced, and scored entirely by AI. All episodes are available now on StylesRebelRadio.com.
We like hours of questionable impressions and absolute utter nonsense. Check out Off Air. That shit fucking sucks.
I'm using that.
Your dad didn't leave for cigarettes. He's out in the car, listening to the Rebel Radio Show.
Your dad didn't leave for cigarettes. He's on a bike in Orange County bringing you a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show.
So, you guys like run a marathon?
No, actually,
you guys
I
big
don't.
marathon runners?
Never in
Big
my life.
marathon? Like they're large?
Yeah.
Large marathons?
Ginormous marathon runners.
What is... We
They're massive, dude.
they're fucking giant.
Stay away
They
from them.
bring all the world's biggest people to run this marathon. Andre was there,
You can
Kali.
hear them coming.
They say fee, fi, fo, fum
We like to run.
for fun. Yeah, I rhymed fun with fun. Sue me.
Esteban Prado. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but he was disqualified from the Orange County Marathon in California after taking water from his father.
Hang on, real quick. I'm
Mhm.
glad you read that off because I glanced at it for a second, read Pedro,
Mm,
and kept going. So I 10 out of 10 would have called this guy Pedro.
yeah.
And like asked his first name too.
Nah.
No, it's Prado.
Yeah.
Esteban Prado.
Esteban Prado. He crossed the finish line first. He had a time of 2:24:54.
Insane.
Yeah. Good for
Not insane as in like, hey, you were really fat. Insane, but like, I can't imagine spending 2.5 hours running.
and 24, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I remember back in school, they used to make you do the mile run every year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And here's a fun fact for you guys. I remember, at least in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection after that. At least in middle school, you and I were always like the top 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember 7 or 8 minutes being a good time for that mile in middle school, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I can't run for 2 hours. I
Some
can't even
people-
run for like 5 minutes now.
Some people just do it, man.
I was in track.
Yeah, running running can be fun. I will say that running can be fun, and I can enjoy running. I just don't normally.
What are you
So,
running from?
Yeah, everything.
But
Why
it
are
all-
you running?
everything.
Yeah.
But you know, this dude was in the middle of the marathon, relatively close to the end, it seems. And his dad showed up on a bike and handed him a bottle of water to refresh him. And they
Yeah.
disqualified him because it wasn't at a designated, as they say, water stop.
And he
Yeah.
wasn't an authorized person.
What did they think? What did they think he was spiking the water with steroids?
Well, it's just crazy.
It's a principle. They have the rules, and they have
Yeah.
to.
Like, I think of a marathon and I think of people standing on the sidelines the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, throughout the whole marathon, having, like, cups of water that you can just run and grab at any point. So I didn't know that this was, like, would be a problem, you
Right.
know? And then to hear that his dad rode up on a bike next to him to give him water, that does sound a little bit like, okay, that's a little weird. You know, why doesn't everybody have someone do that
A
for them?
spotter.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
doesn't everybody do that for them then?
Yeah.
You know, because it does seem like, okay, well,
That seems logical.
it seems like it makes sense that he would be at a slight advantage then to have someone pull up to him and basically give him a moving pit stop.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, at a refreshment stand, you can stop if you want, or you can just grab the water and keep going. You know,
Right.
like, it's a little divot in the race, in the track, that has like a table with water cups on it. So
Designated
right, it's a little
pit stop.
right, it's a little pit stop place. So, like, you can either stop there and drink the water if you want, or you can just grab it and keep going.
And if you need assistance, you also probably stop there.
Right. So, like, this does seem like a little bit of a tactical advantage or something like that, you know?
Now, I see what you're saying, but I think we're missing the biggest information here.
Mm-hmm.
What was the time of the guy that came in second? If this dude was fucking like an hour ahead, yeah, it's not going to matter if he got
Right.
water or not, man.
Right.
'Cause
He
I
was the
mean,
winner.
Right.
If he was like 20 seconds ahead of the guy, then okay, maybe I'm there for a dispute.
He
Imagine
did
being-
have to be flying because, like, his dad had to catch up on a
Right.
bike.
Well, imagine being the guy in second place and seeing
Someone blow past on a bike with the water.
someone blow past you on a bike with water and then give it to the person in first place. I'd be like, what the fuck? If I could, like, if they were in eye shot, I'd be like, fuck you guys.
I'm putting a stick in his spokes.
Yeah. That I would be mad. So I understand why there's a dispute about this. It's definitely fucked up. Surface level, it's fucked up.
See,
You're looking more into it, thinking more, like, analyzing it a little bit more. I get it.
everything hinges on the second place time for me. Everything hinges on that.
Okay.
Because, like, it's not an issue if this dude was blowing everyone out of the water. Water or not, this guy was gonna win.
Right.
So, like, you're pissing and moaning in that point.
Right.
If
That
the dude
picture-
behind him was right behind him, then maybe I see the room for the
Right.
argument. But also, that's not how the body works. It's not like you're putting a little extra gas in your car.
I mean, it helps. I think in marathons, when you're pushing yourself in a marathon scenario, shit like that probably is like a make or break type of advantage.
Listen, we all know I'm the fucking pinnacle of human excellence when it comes to body health.
Yes.
Uh,
Of course.
when I'm running frequently,
Yes. As you do.
yes, as I do every day for 2 hours.
Yes.
I know as soon as I'm running, as soon as that water hits my mouth, it's overdrive and I'm faster.
Mm.
That doesn't
Mhm.
happen. That's just not how it works, man.
Mm.
Like, I get it. It's helpful. It's
Mhm.
replenishing your system,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like that instantly made him fucking 4 miles an hour faster.
I don't think they're arguing that it made him better in any way.
Yeah, I think it's
just the principle that he wasn't an authorized provider of water and that wasn't an authorized water stop.
right.
So I guess this is a different scenario because I don't think this guy intended on cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think this was like okay, we're gonna
Right.
like,
Bring me a water at this time.
right. I don't
And
think
I'll
that there was any
jump on your
nefarious reason.
spokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get a ride or anything like that. We talked about the story a couple months ago of the dude who just got in a car
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
booked it half the fucking marathon
Yeah.
from his buddy.
Was it a guy or a girl? I don't remember.
I don't
I
Whatever.
can't
remember.
remember.
But like that's blatantly I guess my point was there's a lot of people that try and cheat in marathons for some reason.
Interesting.
Just don't fucking do it.
Interesting.
If you know you're not good at running, don't do a marathon.
Right.
And why would you want to win a marathon at that point?
Yeah.
That's such a weird goal. I've never in my life been like, damn, I wish I won a marathon.
Well, and it seems like this was, like you said, like this was an accident.
Yeah.
You know, like this wasn't, they weren't intentionally trying to break the rules. But I'm thinking more about that lady who fucking drove or
Yeah.
that guy who drove in the marathon. Like, that's, what the fuck don't do it.
Right.
Don't do a marathon, man.
I don't understand what the thought is of, oh man, I can't finish. May as well cheat to win.
Yeah.
See, now that I understand more.
Really?
If I'm of the mindset of like, I'm not going to finish this thing, then I'm like, all right, well, I'm already going to lose, so let's see if I can win.
Yeah, let me see what I can do to...
See, I understand that more now.
Yeah.
That might be the logic.
That's what I think for or the mystery.
But anytime I've ever spoken to
Race
anyone who's
cheater.
done a marathon, and for some reason I've known a lot of people that have ran marathons,
Uh-huh.
like most of them are like, yeah, we just kind of go up there and walk, and we just kind of do it to do it, or
Mhm.
I want to beat my time from last year. It's not about winning or seeing how fast you are. It's kind
Or
of
it
about
is for
completing
charity.
it.
Right.
That's how most people I've met that are in marathons act.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the people that cheat in marathons. Like these people are
What
like,
do they
oh no, I'm
do?
here for the gold.
I've seen...
This is an Olympic sport for me.
I've seen a lot of videos about shoes that are banned in marathons, and people.
What?
Yeah, there are specific kinds of shoes that are banned in marathons because they give you like more bounce and more pep. You know,
Really?
more like spring in your step, literally. So like every step you take is just a little bit more like
Easier.
yeah.
Wild.
So using shoes like that to run. And they're most of the time they are specifically like running shoes.
Yeah.
Like there was a Nike shoe that was specifically
They were designed to run.
it was a Nike running shoe, but like it was so optimized and like good for running and for your feet that these marathons were like, no, we can't.
Nah.
Yeah, we can't have that shoe.
You can't be running in your running shoes. Fuck out of here. Put on
Right.
some Vans and try again.
Right, literally.
Why can't they make it so everybody has to wear that shoe?
Listen, we talked a while back about how to make boxing interesting again,
Mhm.
and we came up with like car boxing,
Karjitsu.
Karjitsu, that's what it
Yeah,
was, and phone
yeah.
booth boxing and chess boxing.
Yeah.
You want to know how to make me watch a marathon? Fucking restrict the runners. Be like, everyone's wearing skating shoes and jeans.
Oh yeah.
And the first person to cross the finish line wins $100,000.
Yeah, you have to wear
and it's competitive.
you have to wear jeans and a winter jacket and
Yeah.
only drink water via a hamster.
In
water
fact, you have
dispenser.
to dive into the pool before you run, so you got that extra water weight.
Yeah, so that you're just soaking, sopping wet the
The
whole
wet
run.
jeans.
And
Yeah.
all of the water stops are Monster.
Yeah.
There's no water; it's just Monster. You get Monster or Diet Coke as your options. That's how you get me to watch a marathon. Also, this had to be like within eyesight of somebody.
That picture, I believe,
Yeah.
is that picture.
Oh, of
You
the
thi-
actual
you think that
marathon? I don't
this
think
is-
it is.
There's no way. Oh wait, a screenshot of the video taken by a bicycle escort during the Orange County Marathon appeared to show the winner taking a water bottle from a bicycle.
So there was literally one of the fucking workers behind him on a bike.
He
Yeah,
could have
that's-
said, "Hey, don't take that water.
Yeah.
That's illegal in the race. You're gonna get."
Or like, what's this other dude
Yeah.
who's not working this event doing on a
Yeah.
bike in this race?
Yeah. That should be like a hey man, get off the track.
Yeah.
Use your voice, and if you're riding on a bike behind the person who's in first place, and someone pulls up to the person in first place, also on a bike, and gives them water,
Yeah.
I'm that
you
person.
Say something.
Yeah, I'm that person on the bike behind. I'm gonna be like, yo, like, move away, go away.
At that point, if I'm the person in second and I'm watching all this transpire, I'm thinking like, oh, that must be one of the workers, because who else would be on a bike on the path? Hey, other guy on bike, give me a water.
I'm gonna speed up and do like a car chase sort of situation.
That's what I was thinking.
Tail
Car
him,
chase,
just
maybe
grab the back of his sweatpants or whatever they are,
pit
pull him
maneuver.
off. Yeah, start giving him an atomic wedgie.
That's the other part I need. Full contact running. If you can
Yeah.
tackle the guy in front
Dude,
of you.
death sports. That's literally death sports. Death sports running. Maybe not death, but like boxing sports.
Boxing sports.
Boxing running. Whatever.
We'll workshop it. 216-859-8699. Let me know what you're running from. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pidge, here to remind you that I have another show called Beyond Bounds. This is a show where we discuss controversial philosophical and scientific theories, such as the creation of the universe, wormholes, and other sort of things that you can submit your ideas into the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page under the Beyond Bounds tab. I really think that you guys would enjoy it, and this is a community-based effort, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the future, coming in this next 2024, every other Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, Style here to remind you that StylesRebelRadio.com is a group of free content creators, and because of that, you may have noticed that we don't do a lot of ad spots between our breaks, and that's intentional. We're not here to shill out to off-brand cereal or promote crappy mobile games. We strive to give you quality, professional content without the repetitive marketing. That being said, if you like what we do and want to support the shows, you can always click the link in the Spotify description to help support us for as little as 99 cents a month. Now back to the broadcast.
Styles Rebel Radio. Read the sign. 15 for dudes. Girls get in free past 7.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show.
Yeah.
I'm Radio Rebel DJ Style.
Yeah.
To my right, Shane.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jew.
Hello.
You ever eat Lunchables?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
All the time.
Hang on, what's your go-to Lunchable?
Pizza.
Ham.
Ugh.
Ham. And I don't eat the cheese. I just do. In
What
fact,
is the point of the Lunchable for you then?
listen, I will explain my
If
process
I was your mom,
to
I'd
you.
never buy you a Lunchable.
Let me explain the process to you. It is cracker, ham, cracker, ham, cracker, ham. Go. Eat it.
One big stack?
Triple decker.
Dude, you're a menace.
Triple decker Lunchable.
Please never eat a Lunchable by me.
Pretty
No
much every
cheese.
time. No cheese. I don't have the cheese, so that gives me the ability to triple deck.
I guess that would make it.
Can't the middle be cheese?
I don't like.
He
the
doesn't
che-
want the cheese.
I
That's
don't.
the issue.
I don't like Kraft singles either. Like
Okay,
I can't.
valid.
I can't eat a Kraft single, and so see, when I was a kid, I would look at those and be like, "Oh, just a giant cube of Kraft single. I don't want this."
That's fair. Okay, I get that. Seems like a waste, but I get it.
No, I mean, yeah. I
The
would always-
correct answer, by the way, was nachos and cheese.
the
and
nachos.
You
and-
cut out the salsa and throw that away.
Oh, what?
No, I
No,
love the
I don't eat
salsa.
the salsa. Because
Both
listen,
cheese and salsa together. Ooh.
I only do
What?
the salsa in the nachos because I don't like cold cheese.
Here's the strategy. Even when I was a kid, this is what I would do.
That's fucked
I'd
up.
make my
You're gonna say
dad-
heat it up.
Yeah, I'd make my dad cut out the salsa from the thing, throw
Yes.
that away.
You're
You
crazy
take the chips
for that.
out, you heat up the cheese for 20 seconds, you put them back in.
That's insane.
Listen,
That's insanity.
not all Lunchables are supposed to be eaten cold. Pizza's a prime example. If you're eating a
Listen.
cold pizza, fuck you.
Yeah, I've never eaten the pizza because I don't want to do that
It's
shit.
gross. Put it in
I'm
the
not-
microwave, dude.
No,
Why?
I'm not doing that to
Kids
a Lunchable.
can use the microwave.
Listen, if I'm at like school lunch and I have a Lunchable, or I have a pizza Lunchable,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask the lunch lady to heat it up.
Well, you
or
don't
something
bring
like
those
that.
ones to school. And also, you don't bring any of them to school now because they're
Yeah.
banning Lunchables from schools.
Where is this? Where are they banning these Lunchables? Because this is Are they banning the sale of Lunchables in this school, or are they banning the whole concept?
It's
of
kind of what it
Lunchables?
seems like, is they're banning the sale of Lunchables. Because, like, I don't understand how you'd make, you can't bring a Lunchable to school. That's a crazy claim.
Yeah.
Like, you pack a lunch, you're eating your little Lunchable, your little fucking ham and cheese Lunchable with no cheese, and the teacher just comes over and snatches it from you.
Yeah, what's gonna happen if I bring a Lunchable into school? Is it gonna get swiped from me?
Are they going to tell me to buy a school lunch? Are they going to fund my...
Yeah, are they gonna fund my lunch if they take my Lunchable?
Consumer Reports, Lunchables should not be allowed at schools due to lead and sodium levels.
Well, that's both of those are bad.
Some schools introduced the popular snack kit by Kraft Heinz. I didn't know it was by Kraft and Heinz.
That makes sense.
As an option last year. See, no, this is what's confusing me.
Mm-hmm.
If it's presented as an alternate lunch, then yeah, that shouldn't be the deal.
Yeah.
Like if you're telling me I can either get pizza day or a Lunchable, that's not a fair swap.
Yes. Yes.
This is not a full meal.
Yes. I could eat like
however,
3 Lunchables,
yeah.
and that would be like
Right.
maybe a meal. Maybe.
If I'm getting like a sandwich and a Lunchable,
Yes.
sure, have them there as an option.
if I'm getting an Uncrustable and a Lunchable
There you go.
and like a milk, that's valid.
Yeah.
That's totally, or like, and then a bag of apples or something
Yeah.
like that. That's a total valid lunch. I would accept that as a substitute.
But see, now this is definitely like, by the time I was packing lunch, I was in like end of middle school already. I'd bought up until then.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was to pack lunch in elementary school, this is probably something I would have packed. If we had like a Lunchable in the house, I'd be like, yep, that's my lunch.
So this article essentially is just making claim that Lunchables are unhealthy and that schools should ban. Like they shouldn't have them. Consumer Reports saying they shouldn't have them.
But that's my point. I feel like Lunchables are healthier than a lot of the things that like you could have offered, right?
It's just like what? So then, are you saying that
Well, like,
Oscar Mayer like packaged ham and packaged turkey is
Right.
unhealthy? And are you saying that Kraft singles are unhealthy? Because I mean, you might be kind of right, but I don't think that
It
they're.
seems healthier than other options.
Yeah, I don't think that they're dangerously unhealthy.
This seems like a better lunch than an Uncrustable to me.
Yeah,
Like if you're
a more full
yeah,
lunch.
if you're telling me an elementary school kid either gets a Lunchable or an Uncrustable to eat, there's only two options. Number one, don't go to that school. Number two,
Yeah.
probably the Lunchable, right?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
Lunchable. You're getting a better bang for your buck, I think, with the Lunchable.
And like at least when we were kids, they used to come with like a juice box and a fucking
Yeah, you could
piece
get like
of candy.
the Turbo Capri Suns that
Yeah.
had the juice box in it.
Yeah, you get the Roaring Waters
Oh,
ones.
dude, don't even
Yeah.
get me started on Roaring Waters Capri Suns. I
But-
love those.
But I never had fucking. Didn't we drink Capri Suns on the show not too long ago?
Yes.
Yeah, we're trying to beat the record.
Oh yeah,
I love them.
beat it.
They're so good.
I beat the record for anyone who didn't see that episode. I beat it.
Yeah.
I drank one in 3 seconds flat.
Oh, I didn't know that Kraft Heinz was one company.
Oh, it is.
I thought that they were. I thought that there was Kraft, and then there were Heinz.
So
That's
maybe,
wild.
maybe we're close to Lunchable insurance.
Oh,
It's like, is it Pepsi Frito Lay is the same company?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I see what they're doing here. Lunchables were never a fucking option when I was in school, by the way.
Yeah, they didn't sell that. Well, this wasn't because that was my first like critique when I
Mhm.
heard this was, well, Lunchables were never offered in our school.
Right.
Like they never sold those as an option, or like they had fridges where they would sell cold things, but
Yeah.
it was never Lunchable. That was never something that they would offer for you to buy.
Were you able to buy Lunchables?
There was never anything branded.
Oh, that's
in
interesting.
My kitchen.
We had branded shit, but it was like weird.
Most of our stuff
off-brand
wasn't.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like so you got to remember when we
Or like low fat Cheez-Its and shit like that.
When we
Yeah.
were in middle school is when Michelle Obama took away all of our food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had like G2, which was
Yeah.
discontinued by the time we graduated. Like they weren't making G2 anymore,
Yeah.
but somehow we still had it in
Dude,
the
we had that-
cafeteria.
we had that plug. We had that G2 plug.
Yeah, we had knockoff Izzy's that were called Switch.
Yeah, we had ice.
Ice. We had ices.
Ice,
yeah.
That was my first introduction to ice,
Me
and
too.
those were so good.
Yeah.
We had 2 vending machines in the hallway that had the low-fat Doritos.
Yeah,
And
Mm-hmm.
the
we had
the
that
wheat
too.
thins, like the veggie
Yeah, the
ones.
Triscuits and shit.
What are they
And
called?
then-
Sun chips.
Sun chips.
Yeah.
The little blueberry like
Gummies.
breakfast.
Yep.
Oh, Nutrigrain
things.
bars. Yeah.
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 And then we had ice in the
Yeah.
vending machine, like the drink one.
I remember because they took out
But
the
that's
actual vending machine before we got there.
Yeah.
And they had a vending machine that had pop in it previously, but now it was Nesquik and Welch's grape juice and water in it,
Yeah.
and G2,
Yeah.
of course.
And they had Gatorade.
Yeah. I remember the day they brought in the health food vending machine, and it was
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was your Nutrigrain bars and Triscuits and low-fat Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
And the low-fat
Yeah.
Doritos is what we had the most of. We had the spicy sweet chili ones, though.
Yeah, we had
So-
those
So,
too.
yeah. But like the thing is, we had 2 different lunch lines too. So like you could get they would give you the schedule every month for the lunches.
There was the lunch line, and then there was the snack line,
Yeah.
though, also as like an alternative if you didn't like
Yeah.
what there was for lunch that day.
But
That's
the snack line was
crazy.
just like some different offshoot of whatever was in the lunch line,
Yeah.
and it cost the same as a lunch.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't like typically it wasn't like a snack. It was just alternate lunch. You know.
Right. Like there would be hot dogs in the lunch line, but then mini corn dogs in the
Right.
snack line or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
We would have one option. They would have they wouldn't have it all planned out. We wouldn't get a schedule. There was a little whiteboard right on the wall right before the line that had the next 3 days. And they just wrote what was on there. It was usually some chicken,
Yeah.
something.
I remember we had like pizza. We had Mexican pizza a lot. That was a snack line thing.
Listen,
like,
Mexican pizza,
So
the ones
good.
that we had,
the
and
rectangle, like the
the octagons.
octagon. Yeah. The
I talked to
octagonal
Jimmy
ones.
Simonis of the Sports Avenue podcast.
Mhm.
You can listen to all 50 episodes on stylesrebelradio.com.
Yeah, baby.
Bring it back, Jimmy. I talked
Yeah.
to him, and he had the same Mexican pizzas wherever he went to school
Mhm.
because like it got randomly brought up.
I think it's something that you can like order
You
off
can.
of. Yeah,
I've looked.
You can probably order them off of like what's it called? The places where restaurants order their food.
Yeah, like
Restaurant
Restaurant
Depot,
Depots.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
sponsored by Restaurant Depot,
but
but
we'd
we'd like to be. We'll
That'd
take
be-
a payment in just Mexican pizzas.
Yeah.
There's one local. What is it? Gordon
Gordon
Company,
Food
so-
Gordon
yeah.
Food Service.
We gotta
yeah.
pick one. We
Yeah.
can't fucking
Can't do Coke and Pepsi over here.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that you can get like Bosco sticks
Yeah,
and stuff from
But you
them
have
too.
to buy them in bulk because
Yeah.
they're not for you.
Yeah.
They're for 100 elementary school kids.
Yeah,
So
which is
I've
crazy.
looked, and like I'm like, damn, I would pay a good amount of money for some good Mexican pizzas.
Have to buy
100
700
yeah,
Mexican pizzas.
$180 for 70 of them was not gonna happen though.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'd like to eat something other than Mexican pizza for the rest of my life.
It's like, Jules, we're having Mexican pizza for dinner every night for the next 6 months. I hope you're cool with that.
But like those things are fucking banger, dude.
Yeah.
I would go back to high school to get a Mexican pizza. If that
Okay.
was an option, if they were like, hey, alumni day, we're having Mexican pizza, I'm like, I'm in.
I'm back.
I'm in for the lunch, baby.
So listen to this. This isn't the same thing. It sidesteps a little bit,
Yeah.
but I work in hospitals, hospital cafeteria food all the time.
Yeah.
Like the main campuses have like restaurants or like small little cafeteria, like individual, like a pizza place, a burger place, and then like a specialty food place. I've looked into it. You can go back to you can go to hospitals just for their cafeteria, and I want to because there are 2 main campuses for 2 large hospitals that are near us that have phenomenal food in their food court,
Yes.
and it's like $8
Yeah,
for like
it's cheap as shit.
a ginormous breakfast bowl.
Yeah.
There was a hospital. I couldn't even tell you where it is,
Mhm.
if I'm being honest. Somewhere in Cleveland. So probably the one. But there was a hospital I went to, and don't know why I was there. Don't know who was in the hospital. Don't know why I was in the cafeteria.
Right.
But we went down to the cafeteria, and I remember, like you said, the big ass fucking food court with different vendors and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had a salad bar that was by weight and everything.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
made this big ass salad, and it was like $4. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn.
This is
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if the rest of you guys have hospitals with banging food, because I've always heard like, oh, this tastes like hospital food. Like,
Yeah,
such
I've
a
heard that
negative thing.
too. I've heard
Dude,
that too.
I
When
would
you're-
rather eat at a hospital.
No, they have really good food most of the time.
I feel like so when you're a patient, the food that gets brought to your
Yeah,
room
that's probably
is
not
worse.
from the cafeteria.
Yeah, probably not from the cafeteria. Yeah.
So when you're like just kind of visiting the hospital and you go down and you actually have
You're
that
eating the
in-person-
nurse's food.
Yes.
I was
That's the good stuff.
I was at a place and they had burrito style tacos with like the dipping sauce with the burrito sauce that you dip the
I
tacos
don't know what
into.
Berea style tacos are.
They're just
Like from Berea?
no, they're not even spelled like how you would think. They're not
Oh.
spelled like burrito. They're spelled like barrio or something. But
Are you
it's
talking
just-
about Barrio?
No. It's just a meat and cheese taco, and then they like fry it in the meat sauce, and they
Ooh.
like press it down, and then that meat juice you like dip the taco into it. It's very good.
I like that.
Yeah,
I also liked the term meat juice.
that's what it is. That's straight up what it is. They're super good. They're like kind of fancy tacos. too.
Listen, I'm just saying, if like schools or hospitals were just open cafeterias on the weekend, I'd probably go there instead of McDonald's.
I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've talked about it on air, but I think that would be a really fun concept for a restaurant is to be like
A cafeteria?
like a cafeteria style where like every week you put out your menu and each day
I like that.
like today we're having sloppy joes, tomorrow's going to be pizza and Mexican pizza, the next day will be hot dogs and corn dogs.
And you just pick and
Yeah.
choose what day sounds
Yeah,
good.
if you want to come this
go.
day you can, if you don't you don't, and it's like cafeteria style where it's served to you, you can how much
Yeah.
do you want. I think that would be a really fun way to do a restaurant, and it's not something that you see. That's not something that I've like ever been to.
I
or-
think the issue with that is ordering the food in your loss margin.
there
because-
would be a loss margin
because,
pretty much
like,
every day, which
yeah.
is like tough.
You'd have to order week by week basis of like, okay, here's the schedule for this week.
Right.
And we know people aren't coming for sloppy joes. So we're going to lose money on sloppy joes.
And
Right.
at
And I think
least-
schools are able to, because at least in our school, you had to eat lunch. They
Yeah,
made
right.
you eat lunch.
Right.
And there's a
Well, and like their profit margin for lunch probably isn't like
it's
if
probably offset by the government as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
if the school loses a little bit money on lunch, they're not gonna. They're like, okay, whatever, we don't care.
Also, it's probably going to be lunch the next day.
Right, like if a place that is a restaurant
Yeah.
loses money on their food, then they're probably gonna shut down.
Yeah.
And like the school generally knows their attendance every day, so they would
Right.
be able to know how many kids to
That's fair.
Right.
order
Yeah.
for.
Right.
You have no idea who is going to show up, when they're going to show up, if you've even ordered enough sloppy joes for sloppy joe day.
Listen, it just seems like a fun concept.
I like
for
it.
a
No, I like it.
restaurant.
I'd
I
go to
wanna
it.
Go to that.
I'd go to it.
I didn't
I
mean
like
to
it.
shit all
It's
over
cool.
your
No,
idea.
no, because that's the thing. Every person I've talked to has said that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But it seems
But
so
I wanna go
fun,
to
and
it,
I would
yeah.
want to go to. Like, imagine seeing their menu like posted on Instagram or
Right.
some shit. That'd be cool. Like, okay, Wednesday's walking taco day. Let's fucking go Wednesday. Hell
And
yeah!
if it was cheap,
Right.
You have the closest experience that any of us are going to get to this of going to a cafeteria and eating lunch.
Yeah.
However, I think the goal is you need to get a friend that is either like in a college or something, or is in an office park that has the cafeteria.
Yes.
You're like, hey, what are you doing for lunch this week?
Yeah.
Can I
Let's
come
be-
to your office park and eat in your cafeteria?
Let's be lunch buddies for the next week. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. We didn't have Lunchables though in our cafeteria.
nope.
Yeah.
We had Uncrustables.
We had Uncrustables, and that was, I
We
think that
had-
was like an option if you didn't want lunch. You could
Yes.
have an Uncrustable and like,
And a milk.
yeah, and a milk
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
So we had off-brand Uncrustables, but that was only if you didn't have money for the lunch if you were in elementary school.
Mm.
If you were in high school and you didn't have money for the lunch, they gave you a plain ass cheeseburger. And it was just like an unmelted piece of cheese on
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
plain
Yeah.
bun,
Yeah.
and that's what you got.
We had to eat lunch. There were people that would come around, namely a certain vice principal,
Mhm.
would come around the cafeteria and see you not eating. And even if you told him, I don't have money or my account is negative, he would make you go get a lunch. And if
Yeah.
you did not have lunch or you did not have the money for it, you would get the standard lunch of whatever that day was, and they would charge your account for it.
I remember there was a guy that would come around and whip hats off of people.
Yes.
Anyone wearing a hat in lunch, he'd whip it off. Lunchtime was crazy in my school. We never saw like any fights or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it was just a weird place. I remember they had TVs in the cafeteria, and like people would clap when people with student of the month name would
I
show
forgot
up.
about that.
So stupid. So stupid. Stupid ass shit.
We
That
had
school was crazy.
We also had Subway though,
That's
we did have
crazy.
Subway. That was kind of cool.
and it was never advertised.
Yeah.
They weren't like, hey, you can eat a lunch or go to the snack line or get a Subway. And
Yeah.
like they were severely more expensive
Yeah.
for like a
You were paying
6-inch
the-
pre-made Subway sandwich.
You were paying that Subway premium
Yeah.
that day.
So our cafeteria
That was before they had the whole name change contest, so I
Yeah.
couldn't just walk in and get one.
our cafeteria was also like, it had a stage, and that was where all the like theater
You
and
get
everything
shows
happened.
at lunch?
No,
Mm.
well, sometimes actually.
Lunch and a
Um,
show.
They
like
would pull
that.
down the projector that was on the stage, and they would play the school TV, like the school news.
We didn't have a closed circuit TV.
Yeah, we
Um,
didn't have news. That would have been
I
cool,
wish,
though.
man.
News would have been so cool.
Let's go apply.
I was in
You
the.
think
That would
you
be
think
weird.
they'd let us?
No.
You think they'd let us do closed circuit
But-
TV?
Nah,
They would
probably
play-
not.
They would
They'd
play
listen to
that.
one episode and go, yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Who's shit whose pants? Who's got ketchup on their feet?
But there were two cutouts in the one wall. Then that was the kitchen. That's where you walked through,
Mhm.
and you
Oh.
would grab your milk, and then you would. It was strawberry, plain, or chocolate.
Yep.
And then you would go around and grab whatever they were giving you. You had no other options, and then you'd pay for it. And if you didn't have enough money in your account, they'd give you the gross regular lunch, and then they would put it all away, and then you'd get one option for dessert.
Let me ask you a question that's been bugging me for quite some years now.
Sure.
If you didn't have money in your account
Mm-hmm.
and you go through the lunch line
Mm-hmm.
and you get your lunch and it's
Mhm.
like you go through the snack line and get your lunch
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to the end of it and they're like, oh, you owe money. They would take your lunch and tell you to go get the default lunch for the day.
Yeah.
What did they do with that?
Put it back.
That's
Yeah,
so
put
gross.
it back. They
That's
would
so
just put it
gross.
back.
Like I know it didn't but I could have touched it in that time.
You could have
okay.
licked it.
I could have started eating it before. Why didn't I do that?
I definitely got like
Yeah, eat it in line.
Yeah.
I was tight with the one lunch lady, and she would hook me up with free shit a lot.
I definitely was able to go severely negative in one of my accounts.
Yeah, no, I definitely went negative every year at least
Yeah.
some point and kept buying.
Yeah.
things.
Oh, yeah.
Like it didn't stop.
Well, you know what the biggest jip is, and I always had a problem with this when I was in school, was milk is the default drink and water was not an option.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
to pay $1.25 extra for a water.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
So there were many times I just didn't get a drink at lunch.
I drank Gatorade. I drank G2.
G2.
All the time in that school. G2 and juice. I would drink the juice from the vending machine.
Health food vending machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the vending machine. Shit was so good.
Hydro Flask were all the rage.
See, I started bringing money specifically for the fucking juice in the vending machine.
Mhm.
I'm like, it's the best alternative here.
Yeah.
And I tried G2, man.
I
But
love
there's a
it.
reason G2 doesn't exist anymore. I fucking hate G2.
Dude, it was good. They had a red one and a blue one. They were both good.
I'm pretty sure they
I
had
know
the
about
red
that.
one at Taco Bell.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
Who is supplying these places with G2?
Gatorade.
Why do you guys like it?
I want Bosco sticks.
That's a real thing, right? Bosco is a name brand.
I have no idea, and it's weird that you don't see them outside of like
Kalahari sold them.
Oh, you were onto something. We have to go to Kalahari right now.
Okay. All right. We're going to cut an hour short. We're going to go to Kalahari. We'll
Pack
give you
it
the
up,
upstate
folks.
next week. Yeah. We got to find Bosco sticks.
But yeah, that's not something that you see like a lot of places sold, I guess.
For those who don't know, Bosco sticks are just like pizza sticks, like cheese sticks.
Yeah. Sometimes they're just a breadstick with cheese in it. Sometimes they have like pizza sauce.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So we called those pizza dunkers.
Oh, that's fucking insane. I'll
I've
say that
never
right off the bat.
Never. I will never let you live that
Because
down.
they always came with the sauce to dunk them in.
That is a crazy. Okay, can I say something? There was one time a kid slept over my house, and we made eggs, sunny side up eggs.
Yeah.
That the yellow, the
Yolk.
yolk part.
Yeah.
Dippy.
Right, you put the bread in it and
Yeah.
you soak it up with the
Sure.
bread. We call them dippy eggs.
Yeah.
This kid is like, "Oh, your mom's making donkey eggs? Hell yeah!" And I banished him to the shadow realm
Good.
instantly.
Never speak to that person again.
Donkey.
Hold it against him to this day.
Yeah, no, I was
Donkey eggs.
I was very surprised that he said that, and you just
I said
Set-
dippy before you even got to the point.
you sent a shiver down my spine. You shivered my timbers.
I
for sure.
got severely embarrassed when I was like 8 years old at a restaurant because I asked for dippy eggs and the waitress didn't know what I meant. And
Okay.
my dad had to clarify sunny side up.
My
that
parents-
scars
Awesome.
me to this day.
My parents decided to tell me and my sister that Parmesan cheese was called stinky feet cheese. So you can imagine my embarrassment when I've asked for stinky feet cheese at
Yeah.
my friends' houses or even restaurants.
You
That's
asked
funny.
at a friend's house for
Yeah.
stinky feet cheese?
Yeah,
That's funny.
because that's what I was told it was called.
That's all she
I was a
went
child.
on. That's all she went on. That's
You
all
and
she
your
could.
fucking Dunkaroos or whatever the fuck they're called and your
Pizza
stinky
Dunkers.
feet cheese.
Yeah, pizza dunkers is kind of crazy.
What kind of alternate fucking reality are you coming
The
from?
country one.
Those are just called Bosco sticks, my friend. We just have different varieties of them.
Which I will say, now I went to that school from first grade on, right?
Mhm.
So like I was there for a fucking minute, but for some reason I had never heard the term Bosco sticks until middle school, and like I was so confused what they were or what the hype was.
They're great.
I wouldn't be as hyped if they were called pizza dunkers. 216-859-8699. What do you call your breadsticks? 216-859-8699. Let me know what your Daryl the Wild Man was called, because I know they're out there. I know there's like off-brand safari men that are roaming the streets of the Bronx. I know that you guys all have a knockoff Steve Irwin in your hometown. 216-859-8699. Let me know who your Jungle Terry is. What are you typing in? Jungle Johnny, you're typing in on Google
They
right now.
have them in their home.
216-859-8699. Or, of course, stylesrebelradio.com is the homepage for all of our content. You can get to the Discord server there as well. There's a bunch of new channels and a Jungle Terry one coming soon. But you can make sure you get all of our social media links there, as well as all of the shows that we produce in podcast and live radio form. Shows like the Rebel Radio Show, which is live every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and the Rebel replays all throughout the week, as well as the Rebel Podcast, every new episode at 10 a.m. every Wednesday. But we have shows like Shaney's Off Air,
Jungle Terry.
We have Beyond Bounds, The Pigeonhole, and a whole bunch of other great content there as well. Of course, StylesRebelRadio.com, the homepage for WSRR Radio as well. We're live, uncut, uncensored. We're nationally local. Your local bands played worldwide. That's WSRR Radio. Download the Live 365 app. Take us with you wherever you go. Until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right is Wildlife Daryl.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jungle Jules.
Crikey.
Peace.
Till I think it's over.